Hey, Ice Age TV Part 2. The worry continues. Boy, isn't that appropriate? Is that appropriate or what? The worry among us. So here I am, back always. Now I'm in my Maverick, the brand new carbonized gray Maverick. And you know what? One of my favorite subscribers, he reaches out to me. He kind of keeps me in line. I like that. He's like, hey man, let me tell you what's going on. Which I like that, you know? And he said, which I think is all right. He's like, hey, the reason you're seeing your area not be so much the loss of leaves like our area, because he lives down in that area, Tennessee area, is because they had a major freeze down there. So his thoughts are, hey, we had some really, really cold weather. So the trees were duped. The trees duped, and so they dropped all the leaves. Versus up here, you can see we just still have plenty of foliage. And, I mean, really, we're kind of now hitting the peak, I think, of the colors. Even though it's the last day of October. Wow, last day of October. Good Lord. Here I am in the Maverick truck. I tell you what, so 103 miles on it. Yeah, I can change that pretty quick to start adding up. And man, I just love these things. These things, you know, it's so cool. This has a sunroof, moonroof, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's incredible. Back in my day, when I was growing up in the 70s, they didn't really have moonroofs. They would just cut them out of your. I mean, you literally got the saw. Well, I don't even think they had a sawzall at that time. They just got a metal cutter. They cut out your roof so you could have a nice little moonroof, sunroof, whatever you want to call it. And now today, as we know, that's a pretty dominant option, depending. Like the Mustangs, the design of the roof line, they just don't really want to put a sunroof in it because they guess that it'd be just such a small sunroof. So, yeah, the Maverick, carbonized, first edition. Now the thing is, got the red one, the hot pepper red, which I'm picking up a top for that thing this week. Hopefully get down there the next few days to get that put on. And how does that all play out, right? Does it look pretty cool? I mean, does it take away the look of the truck or not? Yeah, I don't know. I think it becomes a little bit more versatile on what you can put back there and store back there, and it kind of turns into like an SUV Maverick. Yeah, they're going to make the Maverick SUV. I wouldn't be surprised if on the drawing board they have these types of ideas. It's just crazy. So when I mean, the roads, people are going just crazy speeds. But then you get a person, this is a 45 mile an hour road, and for the most part, these are now 40-ish mile an hour drivers. But this road here, it's notorious for 55, 60 mile an hour speeds. So just how we all drive differently, that's the challenge. And this guy behind me, I swear his high beams are on. I'm pretty confident that the person's high beams are on. Have you ever wondered yourself, have you ever worried that somebody's intentionally putting their high beams on to irritate you? The worry. You know, I didn't spend a lot of time talking about worry in the automotive industry. Look at this. Oh, I thought this guy was doing a pass on a turn lane. Yeah, we're in the putt-putt. Be a 200 plus mile day for me. You know, so from yesterday to today, just for me, just to kind of add up numbers. Friday morning, 400 mile day, motorcycles, I'd say 100 miles, just to be conservative. I think more than that, it's 500 miles. Saturday, about another 100 mile day. So there's 600 miles. Then yesterday I headed back. That's about 400 miles. There's 1,000 miles. Today, about 200, 220. Well, it'll be like 250. It'll be conservative 230. So, you know, 1,200, 1,300, you know. So for me, I just live behind the wheel of a car. I talk about this all the time. That's just my whole career. And that's my challenge. I live behind the wheel of these cars and I get bored with them. So then I want a different ride. I want to change it up. Yeah, but anyways, look at this here. It's enough. It just, look at the, you know, it's just a whole different ball game up here. But like the one subscriber that I just talked about, I think he's right. I think that the real brisk cold weather got that area down there and faked out the trees to think it's ready to drop the leaves. You know, if you think it through, if you ever noticed what trees usually go down in the winter months, it's these heavy, you know, evergreen trees and pine trees, because they don't drop their branches, the greenery off of them, versus the regular trees, they drop all their leaves off because in the winter months, if you think it through, the weight on the trees with snow. So if you had a tree that has leaves on it and you have a heavy snow, a wet, heavy snow, it's going to destroy. It's like the trees know that for the winter months, they got to get rid of all that extra foliage so they can sustain the winter months and survive. Otherwise, the trees get destroyed. There's Mother Nature. She knows, right? Is she worrying? Is Mother Nature worrying? Where's that conversation, right? Is Mother Nature worried? From the way the humans talk on this physical planet, she should be worried with us being here. It doesn't seem like Mother Nature kind of wins in the end. Doesn't she just kind of like clean things up? Yeah, but anyways, so, it's a car channel. I'm sure someone watching some of my conversations kind of think, yeah, he's kind of moved away from the car stuff. Well, sadly, I hate to break the bad news, all your car enthusiasts, but the governing bodies today, more than ever, are controlling your transportation. Yes, the governing bodies of the world today are in control of what you can do. I mean, more than ever. So to me, I think it's a great conversation because it all revolves around our passion for cars and trucks and motorcycles and, and the list goes on of motorized vehicles, or I should say transportation vehicles as we evolve to the electric vehicle and other alternative energy forms to move us. And so for me, there's, who's controlling it? What's going on? The worry. It seems like the worry machine is winning. The worry machine is telling everybody that the world's going to come to an end with the fossil fuels. I mean, that's just a known fact, is that everybody's going to get, die off because of these fossil fuels. Are going to kill, Mother Nature. But didn't Mother Nature create the fossil fuels? I mean, it's kind of so, and it gets too deep, and I get all that. But let's go back to the worry factor. Do you know how many forums I've been on over the years of the worry of people ordering cars and not getting their car? I mean, it's huge. I'll just use the Hellcat forum, that was happening, but I'll just use the Bronco forum because I was very active in that forum for a while. Then I just kind of faded away from that. But when I was in that forum, the constant talk was first, when am I going to get my vehicle? And then what am I going to pay for my vehicle? So the worry, the threads of where's my order? The threads of the dealer marked up my order and I'm not going to pay it. And someone stole my order, and the worry, and then the worry of certain people's engines are going catastrophic and blowing up. The worry, should I buy one? I mean, I was even part of it. I mean, I was participating, like, yeah, is it worth buying the Bronco? Is it worth it? Should I take a, so the worry machine. So funny. On Monday mornings, my family starts this text messaging. The whole weekend is quiet. And then Monday morning for me, my Mondays are like one of the busiest days of the week for me in my business. And it's like all of a sudden, everybody starts texting each other on Monday mornings. Yeah. So my phone just starts going off. Well, I'll have 50 freaking text messages of conversations that I don't really have any time to deal with because I have other things to do right now, running a company and business. But anyways, and make YouTube channels, right? And talk about YouTube, right? Yeah, you have no time, right, buddy? Yeah, anyways, so here's the worry factor in the automotive industry. Yes, should you be worried? Well, I know one thing for sure. If you're a person wanting a Hellcat and you want to order a brand new one, you might want to be a little worried because right now I'm hearing it's being challenging, it's worrisome, and yeah, can you order one next year? No, see, this is the last year, and a lot of dealers are already getting their allocation. So on the forums I'm on, already dealers are now sharing the exact 2023 allocation of what they're getting. And it's already showing, like the softer cars are sold. They're not going to be able, this Dodge has to spread out to all the dealers, inventory. Not one dealer gets to get all the inventory. So if the dealer is close to you for a Dodge Hellcat, it may be you can't get one. You have to go somewhere else. So is that a worry? And I think people are starting to get worried about that, right? There's just one example. The next thing you could say is, okay, Cadillac, General Motors, they're already putting out the warning message that you should be worried because we're not going to be able to build all the electric vehicles that we think we can build the next year. All right? Okay. Here's the next equation in the automotive industry. Should you be worried that that used car you just bought may be worth 10%, 20% less in the coming year? Here's the next variable. You could worry forever, everyone, and that's what drives the media content more than ever is worry, worry, worry. Here's the next one. Interest rates are rising. So, if you're waiting for your car that you ordered 6 months ago, you missed out on that maybe good financing by the time it comes in. So should you be worried that by the time the car comes in, you're going to be paying extremely high interest rates? I don't know. That's another variable, right? Here's another one you can start to think about. Well, the gas prices, they're not going down, they're going back up. And now, will we have any gasoline? I mean, we don't even know what's really going on that side of the equation, right? And so, should you be worried that you're not going to be able to get gas for your car, or you really can't budget your purchase now because of all the variables I just told you? Number one is gas prices, so you're going to pay more. Then you may pay a higher interest rate for that car. So if you're on a very tight budget, you may have to say, raise your hand and walk away. And you know what? I'm seeing that. I'm hearing this vehicle right here that I'm driving right now. An individual ordered this, and they raised their hand and they said, you know what? I can't buy it. I don't feel comfortable. I'm worried about the future, and I'm going to walk away. So who owns it? I got it, and that's going on more than ever. This is so funny. Okay, there's my guy. All right, gotta go to the bank. My guy, right here he is, with the dog. That's what I used to look like. Used to have my Dalmatian. Yeah, isn't it incredible how the GOATs, the Tom Brady type of individual, right, just won't give up. They just won't give up. When it's all said and done, they typically, the last year they play in their sport, they're just terrible.
Right. Well,
look at Brett Favre. Look at Brett Favre. I mean, you can just go through the list of the people that typically just won't give up. John Elway was kind of a different story. The last few years of his career were his best.
Yeah, but he had a very strong team all the way around.
Oh, I know that. Right.
Fine. And that's what the Bucs don't have at the moment. That offensive line, of course, Brady is bad truth.
Yeah.
By the way.
Hey, if anybody's playing the Powerball, $1 billion. Wow, look at this. This is north of Baltimore, Maryland. This is Bel Air, Maryland. Look at the tree foliage. I mean, I am just stumped. What is Mother Nature doing to us, right? Is Mother Nature lying to us? This guy here is build tractor trailer. He's gonna take me out. Let's see how that all plays out with his sheds. That's a tricky adventure, isn't it? Look at that, $1 billion. Why don't you worry about winning that today? I mean, think about it. If you won that, what would you do? Would your friends abandon you? How would you be looked at if you won the Powerball? Right? I mean, we all know what's going to play out is, people aren't going to like you anymore. Not unless you give them your money, give the money away. Yeah, you'll be separated. You'll be a whole different world, whole different life. Yeah, why don't you worry about that, right? Yeah. But look at this here. I know I make these YouTube channels and da-da-da-da and beady-da-doo, but look, I mean, come on. Would you, if I was down in Tennessee and I didn't tell you where I was, you'd be saying, well, you're up in the Northeast. Yeah, right. Yeah, yes, I'm just lying to you. Actually, now I'm in Tennessee, and over the weekend, I was up in the Northeast. How about that idea, right? Quit worrying about it, would ya? Wonder how many times a day worry is talked about and thought about. How about that idea, right? Look at this truck. It's showing getting 23 miles to the gallon. I mean, all the tire pressures are incorrect. I think tire pressure things supposed to be like 35. They never do it right at the dealerships. They never do the tire pressures right. They never do it right. So I think these tires are all overinflated. Yeah. Yeah, how do we know? How many cars have I bought? Yeah, anyways, talked to Dad for a while, and he's doing all right. He's getting better. He's not, the COVID. You know what? I don't understand why people thought COVID would ever go away. That's a whole other waste of conversation. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Yeah, everybody gets vaccinated, and COVID just poof disappears. But even though I heard if you get the vaccine, you can still get COVID. Yeah, I'm not going to make my YouTube channel the hate channel because that's what it turns into. No, thank you. Oh, here we go. Here, I'll get it on video. Yeah, look at the scenery. Wow, just incredible. And this week, it's supposed to be respectable temperatures. Halloween. It's Halloween, but it's Trunkoween or something. What's it called? Trunkoween or something. I can't even. My kid's growing up, but even though when she was younger, I took her trick-or-treating. Yeah, I'd drive her around on my ATV in our neighborhood. Yeah, I would do that. I would put her on my ATV, and we'd go trick-or-treating at nighttime. And our neighbors thought that was pretty cool. I'd ride around and walk up to the door and blah, blah, blah. Out where I live, it's no more. If you have any brains, you jump in the car, you go to the major developments up the road from me, and that's where you go trick-or-treating if you want to cash out of that deal. But hey, there's the worry. I mean, I'm with you. You got a kid, and they're eating anybody's candy. Yeah, and we know the sad stories of that malicious human behavior people do to people. Yeah, so that's a worry today, right? Think about how many parents are worried with their kids going trick-or-treating. I get it, but that's why the trunk-or-treat. I think it's trunk-or-treat or something like that. Yeah. Can I keep? As you progress in life. Yeah, right. All right, here we are. Everyone told you. Yeah, look at this. Just incredible. Wow. All right. I just bought the winning $1 billion Powerball ticket at Royal Farms in Bel Air, Maryland. So if I disappear, you'll know it was me, okay? If I quit making YouTube channels, it's me. I'll be worried, right? I mean, think this through. I mean, sincerely, if you won the $1 billion jackpot, I mean, come on. What would you do? What would you do? I mean, oh my gosh. Talk about worries. Talk about worrying. I mean, your friends are going to look at you like you're a sleazeball if you don't give them any money. Yeah. And your family? Oh my gosh. What I thought would be pretty cool is to start a NASCAR, to start an NHRA top drag, get into drag racing. I think that'd be pretty cool. With that money, you could burn through that money quickly, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'd do that, Mr. Iceman, but yeah, what would you do? I mean, I think a lot of people would be lost. I think a lot of people are lost once you get all that money. Okay, you're going to go buy your houses. I mean, so we all know the routine, right? So what are you going to do? First thing you'll probably do is you're probably going to leave the area you leave, probably, because nobody's going to like you anymore. You better get out of town. And you go buy your McMansion house on the side of the mountain or on the ocean. So you're going to buy at least 2-3 homes at least. You're going to buy your big boat probably. You're probably going to then decide to go travel the world, maybe. I don't know. Don't buy a helicopter. If anything, don't buy a helicopter. Trust me. Yeah. Seems like the entertainers buy helicopters and jets. What plays out? So don't buy a jet. Just travel the way you used to. Don't get your own, I don't know, maybe get your own personal jet, maybe, even though most people kill themselves in those things and have all the money, sadly. So, yeah, so what'd you do? I mean, sincerely. Should you be worried when you win all that money? You're going to net probably about $600 million. Oh, my goodness. Just think that through. I've always have said the lotteries are unfair. There should be more than one winning number. They should spread the money out so the winning numbers, as well as I do. If you can get $5 million today in the right investments, yeah, today's market, not so much, but in good markets, you can make a good $100,000 plus a year without touching that money. So to me, you give somebody $5 million today that takes that money, invests it properly, they're secure for life. They've got a retirement, and keep it easy, keep it simple. Don't turn into some radical rock star, movie star, Jeff Bezos type of personality. Yeah, what happens to your personality? Yeah, money, the power of money. Yeah, so I think there should be more. I think as the jackpot grows, there should be more winning numbers. So, example, $1 million jackpot. All right, we'll just keep it to one person. 5 million, maybe 2 people. 10 million, maybe 3 people. 20 million, maybe 5 people. It should be in increments of winning numbers, besides just one winning number. It just isn't fair that all these people pull this money in one big pot, and then one person, I know more than one person can pick the number. I know that. I get that. Okay, right. Yeah, any other ideas? But the whole point is, $500 million, that should be broken down to people getting $10 million. Really? Sincerely, do you really need to have, all that money? I just, beyond believable where we are in today's society. That's acceptable. And yeah, I know the states get a third to 2/3 of that. Well, I should say a third. I would just say 40%. The states and government get 40% of the money, and to be used for schools and other things and blah blah. I get all that. So I know. So it isn't like the money isn't being used for other things. It is. But once again, the whole point is, it's too much money for one person. It's just too, ridiculous. Yeah. So it should be one. Then somebody say, well, then if you win it, why don't you hand that to all these other people? Okay. Well, if you win it, will you do that too? Yeah. Here's the danger of that. I don't know a lot about it, but this is what I think it is. When you start writing checks to people, it's taxable income to those individuals. Yeah. Yeah. If you just start, I'm pretty sure people go bankrupt that win lottos that do this stuff. They start writing their family checks for monies, but it's like taxable income or taxable monies. So unbeknownst to a person that just paid their friend $10 million, they're on the hook for the $10 million. Should have been a check written for maybe $20 million to net $10 million. His $10 million should have been set aside for taxes. Yeah, hello. So that's where that's where it's very dangerous. You start giving people money. Well, apparently that's technically it's taxable money. I don't know all the rules and laws, but that's my perception. Somebody else may be more in depth to that, but I'm pretty sure that if you give somebody $5 million, you really should have factored you're giving them $9 million, and you just better take the other $4 million and send it to the tax man. And once again, I think that's where people go broke, because they'll go through $100 million, maybe get all their friends and family and everybody else, and all of a sudden they realize, well, you owe another $100 million. Yeah, but I spent all of it to my friends. Okay, well, you're on the hook now for all those taxes. I don't know. It's complicated. It's never simple. Yeah, money. Yeah, better get an investment person to make sure they, you better get a tax expert on that ballgame. Yeah, but is that the worry of the day? Sincerely. Is that the worry of the day? But what's crazy is people win these lottos all the time now. 50 million, 80 million, 100 million, 200 million, 300 million. And nobody even talks about it anymore. The $1 billion one will get a little attention. It could go to 1.4 billion, 1.5 billion. Just crazy. How mankind operates. Money. Look at this place. Look at these cars. Yep. But is this now, oh my gosh, we're in the dire straits. The used car guys on the YouTube channel will tell you, see there, there's so many used cars. You can get one for nothing now. Yeah, just go in there and tell them they're in dire straits and you're going to get a deal. Yeah. I don't, these dealerships move 300, 400, 500 cars a month. Think that through. Hello, a good car dealership's moving 400 to 500 cars a month. So if you see 400 or 500 cars on a lot, next month or 2 months from now, that whole lot will be a whole different selection. How does a car dealership sell 400 or 500 cars in a month with only having 50 cars on a lot? Oh my gosh. All right, I gotta eat. I'm hungry. Just beautiful country up here in this Baltimore, Maryland area. You think of these areas in Maryland, you just don't think it's that rural. You just kind of think it's so, packed in. There's just incredible country up here in this Maryland area. Even for me. I drive these back roads and I get to see a lot of scenery. And I avoid all the major arteries. I'm just blown away and just, how much farmland and just really nice, areas. And this road is like, just not that far off from the Beltway of Baltimore. I'd say it's like 5 to 10 miles north of the Baltimore Beltway. Look at all the greenery. I mean, look at all the foliage. Just interesting. Look at all the greenery here. I mean, I kind of started a little late, but man, this road just has so much greenery on it. If you know what I mean. It's interesting. How some cars on the steering wheel control. See here, look at this. I have to think that up here it's just been a warmer, milder fall than down there in the south. Look here on the steering wheel. See, it has a silent mode for the speakers. It's just so weird now. All the Ford products that I own, every steering wheel is like designed a little differently with the controls. Yep. So here you are. So now I have to go to Kuhn's Baltimore Ford and actually sign. Look at that. I'm probably people are getting sick of hearing me talk about it, but I'm just stunned that the Mid-Atlantic area, borderline Northeast area, is heavier in foliage than down south. It's climate change, buddy. Aren't you a green agenda guy? Don't you know what's going on in this world? The south's going to become the north. The north's going to become south. Yeah, so I got to go to Kuhn's Baltimore Ford and actually now sign the paperwork for the F-450 deal. Yeah, so do I escape? So, here's the danger. I go to, Kuhn's Baltimore Ford. Hey, how's it going? Oh, wow. Look at that really cool vehicle. Yeah. Whoa. Here's a guy. I hate they do. So that's a money machine right there. That's the ATM for the county. The photo sensor things, So anyways, yeah, so I'm going to Kuhn's Baltimore Ford to actually sign the paperwork. And here's the 695 Beltway. I wasn't embellishing telling you that road I was just on, it's probably 3 miles off the Beltway, if that. Yeah, so I got to go sign. And do I get in and out of there without... There'll be a Ram TRX sitting there, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Well, it's in Fresh Week, right? It's the end of the month, right? It's the end of the month sale day, so I should be able to even get a better deal, right? Yeah, right. Look at those years ago. When they first came out, I went and drove one, and I just walked away like, why would you buy this car? This vehicle here, I think, gets every bit as good a fuel mileage as that thing does, if not better. Yeah, so my thoughts were, okay, you're going to buy that little itty-bitty car, and I'm going to get like 35 to 40 miles per gallon. Yeah, right. That is the way it works in those minis. It's all about the mini factor, if you know what I mean. All right, so I don't know this area as well. Do I turn right here? This is kind of confusing. If you didn't have this little map, you'd drive right by this entrance to the Beltway. I would. All right, back on the mad rush, the road rage, road rash, whatever, road kill. Like, that's something that Motor Trend channels. Have you watched the road rage or kill road rage? Yeah. Hello. Yeah, roadkill, right? Isn't that it? The guys, I never really watched that channel per se. I just don't watch a lot of TV, and so I just kind of started watching that channel like a year ago, and never really realized. And I think those guys have been around for like, 10, 12, 15 years. The reason I say that is because the guys I saw some shows where they're much younger. I mean, a lot younger. I was like, wow. Did these guys get going like in the early 2000 years? 2003 or 4? I mean, I'm not real sure. I'm not really... My challenge in life is I just can't sit still. That's my challenge. So for me just to go and sit and watch TV shows all day long, that just isn't who I am. I can't do it. I'm always doing something. Whether it be cleaning my cars, working around the property, driving up and down the road in a vehicle, riding my motorcycles, driving my cars. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. So I'm not the guy that just sits in the house watching TV. That just isn't who I am. So there's a lot of stuff out there, and I know that. It's like, yeah, okay, right. Okay, great. All right. Let me see if I can go to Baltimore Ford and get out without something else being brought home, right? Yeah, my Toyota buddy reached out late last week that his key guy at Toyota that he knows to get things done was on vacation. And he was kind of like, hey, don't forget about you, buddy, and which is very nice of him. And yeah, but I'm thinking, yeah, okay, well, yeah, so many other things have happened. That's the thing about me in life. If you're trying to sell me a car and you don't capitalize on it today, then yeah, you've lost the deal because I've moved on to somewhere else. Yes, I'd be very interested to see. That would be classic. That Coons Tyson's Toyota that has that TRD limited truck, they want 10 grand over. I mean, it's just too much money. It's not going to move. Famous last words, yeah, right? Yeah, it could. Yeah, like they're only building one more of those. I mean, that's what you have to stop and think about. Is you got to be careful. How many they're going to stop building Toyota TRD trucks. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. There's no more. So you better pay a lot of money for that thing because there's not gonna be any more. That's the danger. Once production gets ramped back up, yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of people. You will. So there's the worry factor. Yeah. Well, for a lot of people buying cars at high-end prices that don't have the finances to absorb all the high-end prices they paid for, yeah, they should be worried. Yes. All right. So they're going to build this thing at 24 miles per gallon. It's possible. I'm got a guy riding my tail. Just let him go on by. That's what you do. So he's riding your tail. Just let him go by you. Who cares? I can't stand that in the roads. If somebody wants to go by you, just frickin' move over. Why? What is it with people? Can you mean why a person has the right to tell you how to drive your car? So you're going down the road. Why does the guy ahead of you now have the right to tell you that you can go this speed and suck it up, buttercup? The laws are, if you're in the left-hand lane, you move over. Period. This is arguments. I'm not lying. I have been on forums where this is a major blowout argument. The laws state when you're in the left-hand lane and a person comes upon you, you need to move over so they can continue on their path. I don't care if you're doing 100 miles an hour and you're doing 98 miles an hour. You have to let them go by you. Period. But no, nope, I ain't moving over. Screw you. I mean, that's kind of the mentality of people getting cars. Yeah, right. Come on, Iceman. What the hell are you talking about now, right? Well, I'll just share with you my driving, living on the road, man. Doing this now since 1985. Since 1985, I've lived behind the wheel of a car, truck, motorcycle, SUV, tanker trucks to make a living. Yeah. There you go. They're having a lousy day. Yeah. How about that, huh? Oh my goodness, got the green-eyed caddy guy. He's hauling butt today. In his CTS. Yeah, how's their day? Do they have some worries ahead of them? Should I be worried? You gotta worry. I mean, if you didn't have anything to worry about, what would you do? Right? I mean, I think personally, some people would not know how to function if they didn't have something to worry about. Well, I bet everybody needs to start getting really worried. My wife's texting me something about We're supposed to run out of diesel fuel next 25 days. I can honestly say if this country runs out of diesel fuel, it's over. And the people in charge of this country should be fired. Fired? Why can't we fire people? Why does a politician get to enjoy whatever the hell they want to do, and it's a major undertaking to get rid of them? It's a major problem. Sorry, I'm sorry. It's just like anybody, and it's a corporation runs into the ground. You're fired. You're terminated. I mean, sincerely, if we run out of diesel fuel in this country, it's going to be a fiasco. So first thing, I'm going to tell you right now, I have the capability of 1,500 gallons of fuel storage in my property. I can make a phone call right now, and I can buy 1,500 gallons worth of diesel fuel. Or can I? Should I? Probably should. Just so I have my own diesel fuel for me to get around. Hello? I mean, it's ridiculous. Here it is, $5.79. $6 diesel fuel. Economy's done. It's done. It's over. So yeah, everybody, 2,000 again. I should take my words back. Cash out. Cash out. Get out. Sincerely. Hey, if you got a car right now you're kind of in trouble with, get rid of it. Get rid of it. I mean, sincerely. We're in kind of getting financial troubles right now. Get rid of your car. Cars are still getting good value. Sell it. Yeah, I'll take the radical approach. Now, this is interesting. This is the color my dad wanted for the Maverick. So this initially was the color we were going to order. So it's that story. Is that another person to pull it out of the deal? I mean, you have to wonder. Uh-oh, there's a GT500. Uh-oh, that ain't good, is it? Yeah, here we go. Here we go. It's not my old Ford. Uh-oh, here's a dually. You know, so it just doesn't end. Yeah. Leave. Just leave. Iceman, leave. Just leave. Handcuff him. Get the white suit. Yeah, look. Look, there's another dually. Whose is that? You know, the biggest challenge of these Fords is just the front end. The front axle on these things. They walk. These frickin' trucks walk. That's the challenge with these vehicles. A lot of vehicles, a lot of truck. Yes, somebody's bought it. They did me a favor, right? But here's a GT500. You know what's incredible? I was never even fixated on the GT500s back in the day. I was never even, this just wasn't my body style. But some people love this body style. What do you want for this thing? 40 or 60? How much? 39. Yep. 20,000 miles. So that's not bad. If you like that body style, it's not bad. But it looks like the paint. I swear something's happened here. I don't know. Paint turns different colors. Leave, right? Just leave. We got some nice Highline cars in here too. I hear you. Uh-oh. So now the guys are like, hey man, look at this here. You need to buy this. Dangerous. AMG, Mercedes. Never really been a Mercedes guy. You know, do I qualify on Mercedes? Yeah, so yeah, run as fast as possible as dealership before you end up buying this damn thing, right? Yeah, I hear you. I hear loud and clear, man. But you know what? We're going to take it for a ride. I'm definitely going to drive it just because I like to drive it. So the general manager here owned this for 6 months. So he was the second owner. And yeah, right. But, you know, I just never been a Mercedes guy. I've never been the European flair guy, if you know what I mean. But you know what's incredible? Oh, do these adjust? No, see, these things don't move. You know, see, no key. So what's crazy is if you look at this headrest, look, your head is like planted. So you gotta literally really get this seat to go back so your head doesn't feel like it's being, you know, like you're like this going down the road. No key, I know, I get it. So, not pretty neat. Yeah, the chiming's not very neat, is it? how to even turn it on and off. I have no idea. I mean, I've never even looked at one of these cars. I never even considered buying one. Let's open the door to get rid of that. So what is that there? That must be the trunk. All your windows. Here's your screen. Here's the salesman. Start, track, race, pacing command. They claim this thing is like 600 horsepower. It's interesting how is that it's all-wheel drive. Is it good enough? Yeah, I don't know. So it probably has your memory settings here, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'll get the door open again just so you don't hear all this baloney. So where is the steering wheel? How do you adjust the steering wheel? There it is. See that? There you go. All right. Yeah, so now what's interesting is look at this big screen here. So how do you get that on? I mean, sincerely, how do you? So, radio. Look at the old clock. I mean, does that make any sense? You know what I mean? It's just so much technology. So now, what do you know about this car? I know nothing. So I don't even know how to put it in gear.
Gears right
Oh,
here.
that's the old days. See, I owned the SUV Mercedes back in 2007, 8. But how do you get the radio to work? Where's that? Oh, here it is.
Power. Yeah.
Is that it?
I hit the power. Come on.
Yeah, right. Media. Maybe we gotta close your door. Close the door.
What's going on?
And here's your volume. I mean, this is crazy. So, there it is. There's a power button right there. So now,
This changes the dynamic, the settings right here.
yeah. So we don't want just comfort right now, just to see how it drives.
Right.
So now I push in the button, and I go down. I just go down like that, right?
There you go.
So I'm in drive.
It's in drive mode. Let's see where it comes up at. I don't see it. What is?
Start, track, race command.
Oh,
So wait now.
we gonna back up?
Yeah, well, let's see how we make it work. See,
Okay.
I remember years ago, it was just all in the column. Yeah, I see it.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I had the old,
version.
well, back in 2006 and 7, I had 2 Mercedes-Benz SUVs, and tell you what, those were problems. I was blown away with the issues that happened to those cars. And my wife, she was just borderline. Well, my wife, she just didn't like the image. She was very embarrassed to drive it.
A Mercedes.
Yeah, she just didn't want to show up and work to,
Oh,
be showing off. Yeah, well, she's just kind of tight. But here we go. So here's the comfort mode. I wonder why their left tire thing is on. I got a little tire thing. What do you think that's all about?
Because the side needs air.
I'm sorry?
The side needs air. The left side.
You know that already?
Yeah.
Is it worrisome?
Nah.
Should I worry?
No. Something we take care of course.
Yeah, so this car has 28,976 miles. So I wonder what vehicle, so what, is this car already outdated? Do you even know?
These are never outdated.
Well, what I mean by that, what I'm saying to you is this car, look at all the stuff you got in.
Nah, that's right.
Yeah, that wasn't there last week.
Yeah, it was.
You had an orange Bronco there.
Factory order stuff. I mean, personal.
Yeah, so right now, all right, so we're in the comfort mode. So what if this thing gets on fuel economy? What would be your guess?
Right, same as the 250.
Say what now?
Same as the 250.
F-250? 10, 12 miles a gallon?
Right, that's
no,
right,
come
right.
on. My Hellcat gets
Now,
20.
You do have the V8 feature that goes 4 cylinders.
Look at this, all the PSI.
Oh,
They're good. What's that all about?
I don't know.
So you got an issue. That's the thing about these cars and technology.
Yeah.
Is just so much damn technology. You take it to the dealer, they gotta clear the computer errors. All right, so now this is your difference: sport, race. But then, see, for me, I could hear things moving around the car. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing about the Sport Plus. Okay, so this has got a little more of an exhaust note to it now. So what's going on here? So here, what are these here? What's this?
Air flow.
Really?
Yeah.
So volume's way over here.
Right.
Interesting.
Yep.
So where's the nav?
Navy.
Oh, okay. There's that. So pretty stiff, definitely stiff. You know what I mean? Very stiff. Interesting.
Comfortable, right? We're in sport.
Yeah, we're in sport mode. We're in Sport Plus. So see that? Oof.
Yeah.
Now that's weird. When I heard that my right rear seat here, literally the lumbar support popped in
Yeah.
to my
my size too.
what's that all about?
Helps you when you're on a curve or something like that. Keeps you from leaning.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. So it's all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
So I wonder how you override the. So it's interesting. It's kind of like now stuck in the gear. What does that all mean? Do you see it? It's not like coming out of that gear. Oh, there it is. So that's very interesting. Oh, there's the gurgle.
The gurgle.
But, you know, it's interesting though. You're not really getting the interior noise out of this car.
Right.
So you don't really get that, like the GT500, how they pipe it in, I guess, a little bit. You're not getting that thrill of that exhaust note.
Right.
You know, it's a very elegant, you know, it's the elegant vehicle, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Now, so this here, what is this all about? Do you even know? I mean,
That's right here.
I mean, so what do you do?
This right here is
Does that turn?
No, this turns here.
What's that?
Like that?
So it's your computer.
Yeah, it's like a mouse.
Yeah. Okay, so that's just for your.
Yeah.
This is just for you to place your hand on there.
Yeah.
That doesn't actually move.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, see, this is where, for me, to have this type of performance, you need to have that noise in the car. You're just not, you know what I mean? You just don't get that that rumble. You know, and it's all about the V8 motor, right? It's a V8 motor, correct?
Right.
And it's all about the fun factor of the exhaust. All right, so how accurate is this thing here now of the traffic? So does it really show? So it doesn't do like the Waze thing. So, and they probably don't even have the Waze thing. I hope you don't kill your other guy meeting you.
Yeah,
Is he supposed to be there?
yeah, I mean, you know, I'll get
We'll be back in time?
Yeah, we'll be back.
I mean, I can turn on right here is what I'm saying to you. It's not a problem. If you're going to get goofed up.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Taking on the highway. I've never driven a performance Mercedes-Benz. This is the first time.
Really?
Yeah, and you know what's incredible is my Dodge Hellcat Charger so far is more fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just so much more of the, you know, the power.
Yeah.
You know, this here elegant car, cool, very stiff. I mean, this car is definitely stiff. I mean, borderline, like, wow. I guess we have the option here in the dynamic. We can go back to sport. Let's see what sport is. So that's not bad. So that's a little better. So the steering wheel's a little, you know, not as taut. Not bad. Let's go to comfort. So there's comfort. So yeah, that's a pretty good. But the seats, if you ask me, seats are pretty like hard. Are you kind of feeling that? My seat kind of seems to be pretty hard.
More supportive.
Yeah, but it seems to be, just to me, a pretty hard seat. Yeah, I mean, for me right now, like this doesn't have like an excitement factor.
Right.
And you ride around with me all the time in vehicles, and you can probably just tell when I get in one of the vehicles, you're already like, yeah, he likes this.
Right.
Right now, I'm not getting anything. I'm not getting anything out of this. I'm not getting anything out of this car right now.
Right.
I'm getting very solid, to me, borderline rigid type of feel of a car. It just doesn't fit the seat of my pants. It just isn't like really, you know, overwhelming, if you know what I mean. And I don't want to get on the signal. I don't want to get the beltway phone. Whoa, look at this guy here.
Right.
I don't want to tie you up on the beltway because it's just nothing here for me. But that's crazy. The seats definitely, as you go through the corners, the lumbar on the right and left hand side, it fills in the gap to push your body. Yeah, that is funny. So as you turn the steering wheel harder, the left side of the seat, lumbar like support, pushes into your body.
True.
My gosh, can you even imagine all the technology in this damn car? Oh my gosh. Yikes. Yeah, it's all right. Nothing, not going to get me to get excited about this today. But, but the thing is, I'm fortunate I can come here to Coons Welcome Ford, and they know me, and they know that, hey, if you want to take it out, go take it for a ride and go have some fun. Not anybody just gets to kind of like walk up and jump in any car, if you know what I mean.
Right.
So, and my sales guy's got an appointment of making a deal with some other people, and I don't want to take that away from him. So I want to get him back and make sure that when they arrive, he's there to take care of them. So yeah, so no, nothing here for me.
Yeah.
Nothing. Goose egg. 0. I'll pass. Now I know one of my red eye Charger and a guy kind of comes up next to me in this big, yeah, yeah, see you later. All right, leaving. Hey, I'm leaving, and I didn't buy anything. See that? See, that's what I say a lot of times is I'm in and out of dealerships and I look at things, but I don't share every adventure with you. So that's the reality is. But hey, these guys have had a good month. Have sold. Their goal was 400 units this month. They're going to hit about 360, 370. That's what they're thinking. They got 22 cars going out today. So, they're but they're not saying it's because of economic conditions. They're just saying it's because of job performance of the salespeople. They factor maybe 20-25%, loss of sale. Somebody goes somewhere else. That's kind of a rough number. They figure that people come to the dealership, but 20-25% ever buy from them. I have to Mach-E, so sitting there, it's tricky, but what they claim is very quickly. That's what they're claiming. It's very challenging because the market is changing. So the value of used cars obviously is going down. So things are changing. So that's why you have to, wonder is, if you're not, if on one hand, I'm being told they're down a little bit. And I even asked them, it says because people are pulling back, and they're like, no, not really. That's not really what's going on. It's just the variables of salespeople closing the deal. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't run the dealership. Oh boy, heading back in another adventurous day, right? Of the worries. The worry is out there. And the reason I say that, I just left a dealership, and people have to special order the vehicle. I mean, the way the Ford infrastructure is right now, for the most part, is any new cars on the lot have been special ordered by the individual. And this truck that I'm driving, I told you earlier, it was an individual that decided not to take the vehicle. There's another Maverick there that I showed you when I pulled up at the dealership. That individual walked away from that deal. There's some vehicles in the back lot that the people aren't responding to. Hey, your car is here. I mean, think that through. You order a vehicle. Remember I was telling you earlier in the conversations today that on the forums, like the Ford Bronco forum, the biggest worry was, will I ever get my Bronco? Will I ever get my Bronco? And now I've witnessed this a lot here lately, where people have ordered vehicles that took, time to get. They're now saying, I don't want it. Why? Yeah, they're worried. They're worried that this country's going the wrong direction. That's the real underlying message. They're worried, are they going to have a job? They're worried, are they and never-ending expenses, and continue to get greater and greater. I mean, I've said it 50 times now since this past weekend. If diesel fuel is $6 diesel fuel, it's over. And I'm telling you, the economy, how much longer can people continue to absorb the huge expenses? I mean, who's getting pay raises? Everybody watching my channel, have you had a $20,000, $30,000 pay raise this past year to offset all the, higher costs? I mean, the Ford F-150 Lightning truck that I'm getting, if you order that same truck for 2023, you're going to pay conservatively 10 grand more, if not 12 grand more. I bet you by it's all said and done, it'll be 15 grand more. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, I'm just saying with everything that's, everything continues to get more and more and more expensive. When does it stop? So worry. Yeah, I think that more than ever right now, as far as the time goes, I think a lot of people are very concerned and are very worried. Yeah, a lot of conversations. I ride around vehicles every day of my life. And what's so interesting is so many years ago, when I first got going, riding around a vehicle in 1985, my biggest challenge was, I used to interact with people, and it went to no longer interacting with anybody. So a big challenge for people that are like outside salespeople, truck drivers, delivery people, you're isolated for the most part throughout the day. And, part of you, in all reality, it's kind of nice because somebody's not breathing down your neck all day and you're not hearing the phone ring all day per se. And so it is kind of a nice, tranquil type of thing. But also, you don't have that, conversations. You don't really have ways to interact with people besides yourself. So yeah, here's my new, tool for me to yickety-yak and talk, and hopefully others can listen to my conversation and maybe they get something out of it. I talked to my dad a while ago. I just like to talk to my dad as we drive down the road and hear his voice. It's all about the voice. That's something I think is all unique to each one of us. How our voices are all so different to a degree. And in your way your hearing is how you hear that tone of a person's voice. Where some people are like, wow, I really like that voice. Or some people may be very turned off by the voice. Like some people, they might like the way I talk and how I sound. Other people may be like, I can't stand that guy. I mean, I understand that. I mean, I'm no different. I'll be listening to somebody and then do you talk through your nose or do you talk through your mouth? There's a lot of nasal talkers. A lot of people talk through their nose. They have that noise resonating type of voice. Yeah, it isn't to be critical, but I'm just sharing that we all have our different sounds. Hearing, for me, I have severe hearing loss. So for me, my hearing isn't very good. You'll hear my daughter laughing when we're talking. I think she said one thing versus another thing. Coming back here into the rain, Maryland area, and really wasn't, I think for the rest of the week, it's really supposed to be a nice week. Look at that foliage. Yeah, we'll just talk about it one more time, Iceman. Just bring it up one more time, would you? I'm going to jump out of the car. One good thing about riding around with Iceman, if I just want to turn off the conversation or jump out the vehicle, I can, right? Yeah, right. Anyways, hope this YouTube channel, video, I'm just trying to share my fun and passion of life as I get out and about and I talk to people and I kind of think things through, and that's what it's all about for me. That's the YouTube channel, to share my excitement. And you saw me back at the dealership driving a Mercedes. Could I own Mercedes cars? Yes, absolutely. Could I own Beamers? Absolutely. Could I own Porsche? I could, but I don't want them. I mean, what is that all about? I could have Audis. I could have a Maserati. I really wanted a Ferrari. But I don't. What's that all about? Really, it just doesn't really drive me. I just kind of like having I just like to be able to have each brand, American brands, and the Toyota, the Toyota brand, borderline, it's American brand, built here, but, I just like to have the capability to kind of go through the manufacturers, and the cars aren't a bloody fortune. I'd rather have, a bunch of vehicles instead of just one or two extremely expensive vehicles. No thank you. I'll pass with the... And do we even fall back this year? I know some states are not falling back. So for me, I don't even know. I don't know, is Virginia back this year? I don't know. I got to look into that. So, hey, happy Halloween to everybody. I hope anybody that has youngsters a safe Halloween for them, you know, the compassion for others. Yeah, I mean, come on, people. Let's have the compassion for others. Understand those who are challenged, that, you know, we need to be more compassionate. Yeah, really do. Is that a nice one? Yep. I just have a white one of those. Z06. Yes, I did. All right. Thanks again for watching Ice Age TV. Stay tuned for more conversations. And what is tomorrow's theme? I don't know. I don't know. Stay tuned. God bless and stay safe. And trick or treat. Just about 25 miles per gallon. Wow. That's pretty impressive. Wowsker, 24.8 miles per gallon. That's pretty impressive. Wow, you could probably get 25. You know, whether you realize it or not, this truck's loaded down with gear and equipment. So this truck is not like going down the road with an empty load. So I can only imagine this vehicle on a non-rainy day, no gear in it, and just you driving, and you're relatively, you know, not, I mean, I'm driving some pretty incredible speeds, this vehicle, 25 miles per gallon. This is just phenomenal. I mean, for me, this is just really, I can't emphasize enough, this Maverick truck is such a great vehicle. Yeah, how many times have I said that, right? So the kid probably went to the gym, so I don't think she's home. Can we hit 24.9 for a pull in the driveway? Does it happen? So I was hoping to hit 25. That'd have been really cool. But nope, doesn't look like it's gonna happen because we're back at the shop and the barn. Oh no, he left the Hellcat Charger out. What'd I do for the kid? The sacrifices.